white people are allowed Wi-Fi?
And her dad went all the way to Australia.
This is going to be the most exciting night of my life.
Alabas' Fashion Week Adventure by Ava R. Hi, I'm Alabas, and this is my story. So, it starts on a normal Saturday around 11 a.m. I woke up, got ready, left my house, and flew to the nearest cage to do some studying. I got my eye projector out and started working. Pretty normal, right? Well, no, you're wrong. It didn't go that smoothly this time. So, to start from the beginning, this is how it actually went. I woke up, got ready, and left my little apartment. I was walking along the street, minding my own business, when I noticed that I had a message. When I read it, I wanted to scream my head off. It said, "Dear Alabas, we are writing to offer you the opportunity to be one of our fashion models for the London Fashion Week 2016. We will be paying for your hotel and we'll have someone to be your chauffeur for the week. Yours sincerely, Coco Stacy. Sign here for your consent." As soon as I saw it, I flew home and said I would love to go. I packed my bag and I thought about the hotel I would be staying in. And in seconds, I was there. The hotel was beautiful, and my room was massive, with a massive bed. Anyway, let's get to the good part. It was the next day, and my chauffeur Leo was driving me to the event. I was so excited I could see the London Eye and the River Thames out of the window. The sun was shining so brightly that it hurt my eyes to look around in detail. I arrived. I stepped out of the car, and it was like a Hollywood scene, except way cooler. I walked through the glass sliding door, and it was like a massive stampede. Everyone was rushing about, models, makeup artists, and much more. I walked over to reception, and they told me to go to room 11 to get my hair done. I walked over, opened the door, and OMG. It was like a spa. It was mesmerizing. A lady walked over and pulled me towards her chair. Another lady came over and started doing my makeup and hair. Soon enough, I was completely glammed up. It was horrible. All of a sudden, they pushed me on stage. I froze. This is what went through my head. What is this mess? Like, people are getting plastic surgery, getting injured, and much more. Why can't people get accepted for, being black, or white, or obese, or skinny? We're all human and we deserve to be treated fair. It's crazy. Little did I know that I had forgotten my mind reader board was still on, and everyone had seen what I just whispered. "What do I do?" said Alabas as she froze again all of a sudden. Everyone started clapping, and some people stood up. It was like I'd won an award or something. I was actually quite shocked, but I wasn't ready for what was about to happen.
Be Yourself by Lena M. Hi, my name is Coral. I'm 15 years old. I love to help people. I live on Zorg in a tiny village, Rainbow Village. Rainbow Village is amazing. Everyone is so kind and friendly. I have 3 pet bunnies, 1 sloth and 6 flamingos. I own a triangular house with an underground office under it, which I spend most of my time in. I use my underground office as a place where I help people with their problems. It was just a normal day in Rainbow Village. Wake up, have watermelon, have a shower, do my makeup, brush my hair, put a bow in, get dressed, and then I'm ready for the day. We were running a bit low on candy floss, so I decided to go to the local sweet shop to get some more. "That would be 100 Zorgers, please," said the shopkeeper. "Oh, thank you," I replied, taking out my rainbow purse from my pink sparkly bag. I carefully took out 100 Zorgers and handed them to the shopkeeper. It's a little more expensive than usual because I'm buying a lot of it. As I was approaching my house, I noticed a strange Zorgian I'd never seen before waiting at the door. "Hello, can I help you?" I said politely. "Oh, hello there, you must be Coral Star?" replied the odd-looking Zorgian. "Yes, I am. How do you know?" "I have my ways. So I heard you help people with their problems and that's why I'm here. May I come in?" "Oh, yes, of course. What is this problem of yours?" We talked for a while about the problem. Then I remembered something. I hadn't asked his name. "Excuse me," I said. "Yes? I don't think I got your name?" "Oh, yes, I forgot. My name is Mr. Bright." "Oh, that's a nice name. Do you have a first name, Mr. Bright?" I asked. "Yes, but I'd rather not say," replied Mr. Bright. "Okay, that's fine." After about an hour of talking, Mr. Bright thought he'd better get going. So we said goodbye, then I went downstairs to get some lunch. It was very strange, I thought. He must not like his first name to refuse to tell me it. I sat down and started eating my marshmallows. How did he know my name? How did he know where I lived? I had so many questions in my head. After my lunch, I decided to go on a walk around the neighbourhood. I went down to Crystal Beach to have a quick swim. The water's always warm and clear. You can always see the rainbow fish swimming, going in and out the colourful coral. That's how I got my name. One day, my mum and dad sat in the very spot where I'm sitting today when my mum was pregnant. They looked at the fish swimming in and out of the coral and decided to name me Coral. My parents are dead now. They died in a car crash when I was 3. After my swim, it was best I headed back as it was getting a bit dark. When I got home, I put on my unicorn onesie and ate my dinner in front of my TV watching a movie. Knock, knock. Who could that be? It was 9 o'clock at night. I stood up and walked over to the door. Hello? Hello? No one was there. Hello? Anybody there? No one appeared. Crash! A flower pot fell, smashed to the ground. I cautiously walked round the room, expecting for someone to jump up, but no one did. It was getting late, so I finished my dinner and then went to bed. I heard noises in the night, so I decided to sleep in my underground office because no one could get in as there was a password. In the morning, I woke up and looked in the mirror to wash my face when suddenly a man appeared behind me. "I know who you are," said the man. His voice sounded familiar, but his face was covered by a black mask, so I couldn't see who he was. "Mr. Bright, is that you?" I asked. My voice was shaking. Then it all went black. "Hello? Hello?" I slowly opened my eyes and saw Mr. Bright right in front of my face. "Ah!" I shouted. "Mr. Bright, why are you here? What happened?" "I know who you are, Coral Star. You're not the person you think you are." "What? I don't know what you're on about." But in my head, I did. Ever since my parents died, Mr. Bright said, ever since your parents died, you've been dyeing your fur and wearing lots of makeup to disguise who you really are. You even changed your name from Coral Smith to Coral Star to hide your identity. I am here to tell you, whoever you are, whatever you are doing, you are amazing. How do you know this?" I exclaimed. "You know, I have my ways. Now, Coral, I want you to start being you, because you're amazing. It doesn't matter about how you look. You just have to be you. I also know that when you lost your parents, you lost your colour. but I did some research that if you become happy again, slowly it starts to come back. I was surprised by this. I thought Mr. Bright was miserable and boring, but now he's happy and joyful. Why are you telling me this? Well, the truth is, after you helped me, I decided to help you. Well, that's very kind, Mr. Bright. And after that day, I was myself. No dyeing my fur, no wearing heavy makeup, no changing my name. I was happy. The end.
One Lonely Alien by Fergal M. It's a cold, wet morning on Zorg, and Entropol is feeling lonely as ever. It's a Saturday and he wants to go to the new theme park in town, which is 72 miles away. So he wraps up warm, puts on 2 pairs of socks and makes his way to the drop. The doors open. He jumps into the chute and is brought to a soft landing just seconds later by an oversized fan. Then he walks out the door. He's greeted by small drops of water shooting out from beneath the pavement. He looks up and he can see the storms in the sky. He hears the quiet noise of the electric-powered cars as they move past, almost silently. See, the thing is, planet Zorg is quite different to Earth. It has no atmosphere and therefore no clouds, and that's why Entropol could see the stars above. Now, nobody knows where Zorg quite is, because the universe is expanding at an incredible speed and Zorg is where it's expanding into. So it's literally in the middle of nowhere. Electricity is easy to obtain on Zorg. All you have to do is smash a rock in half and lots of electricity comes out. There's enough electricity in 1 kilogram of rock to power a Zorg mobile for 7 days straight. Entropol walks across the road to the train station. As he walks, he instantly smells fresh pizza. Since Entropol has not eaten all day, he decides to follow his nose, and sure enough, he comes across a Sonny mod. After much back and forth between his brain, he decides on a margarita azip. See, on Zorg, a lot of things are complete opposite to Earth. For example, Sonny mods is just Domino's backwards, and pizzas are azip because the dough is at the top, and then there's a sauce, and then there's cheese. With this new, freshly baked azip, he makes his way down the glass stairs to the platform. The platform was huge. The trains moved along by hovering using magnets suspended above the train. When the train came to a standstill, Entropol safely boarded it. He'd never been on one of the new Tesla trains before. He approached the door, wondering where the button was to open it. Just as he made his way to the front of the door, there was a silent whoosh as the doors opened. Inside, it was super spacious, with semi-memory foam. It shaped your body to maximize comfort, and when the passengers left the train, the seat would reset. In the seat where there were 2 wireless chargers and a touchscreen built into the tray when not in use. Less than 20 minutes later, Entropol had arrived in Nodlon, that's London backwards, in search of a friend. He makes his way out of the station, which is identical to the one he came in to get the train here. A short Tesla bus ride later, and he arrives at the theme park that he desperately wanted to go to, but had no friends to go with. Ride looks good, doesn't it? It was Johnny from the pizza stand in the station, where Entropol had bought the pizza for the train ride to Nodlon. He was taller than Entropol, especially with his bright red cap that looked more brown by now. "All my friends are busy," said Johnny. "I don't have any," replied Entropol sadly. "Well, how about we both go to the theme park?" Johnny said back. "I would love to," said Entropol. And so it was that they both went to the theme park together. At the end of an action-packed day, Johnny said, "Here's my number. Maybe next time we could meet up again with some of my other friends."
I'm Laura Aikman, and this is Zorgs Trip by Amy M. There was a planet that nobody had ever spotted. It was called Planet Zorg. Planet Zorg was tiny. Planet Zorg was the size of a normal house, and there were 1 million people on it. There once lived a Zorgian named Zorga. She was the most kind and caring Zorg that has ever lived. She had a list, and every day she did something kind. One day, she overheard somebody saying that planet Earth was in trouble. Zorga thought she could save Earth. She hopped into her UFO and flew away with all her friends to save Earth. The UFO had a special liquid to put out the fires in Australia, so she flew away to Earth. She was flying past Africa and her UFO broke down. She knew what to do. She hoped that somebody would help. She hopped out of her vehicle and stepped outside. Everyone walked past her and took pictures because she looked different. Zorga was upset and she wanted somebody to help. There was a girl named Alice who stopped and talked to her. They both got stuff from the shop and fixed the UFO. They both got famous and their names were on buildings. Everyone knew who they were and they taught everyone to be kind, and they all lived happily ever after.